I've got a question, early life question. You have something in common with Michael Douglas.
Yeah?
And that you both went briefly to military academies.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just wondering, what was that experience like for you, and was that something you'd recommend for people?
Oh, it had kind of its upside and its downside, you know. My parents yanked me out of high school because I wasn't applying myself, you know. I was distracted by all the pretty girls and, you know, social things. How strange, how unusual. And so they yanked me and put me into this military school for a year, and there were no distractions, and my grades, you know, went up, and then as a reward, they put me back in the public high school in my
But can you still salute pretty good?
Yeah, I can throw a pretty good salute.
You know, well, turning to the movie, one of the first scenes we see you in is you getting your head dunked into a toilet. I think everybody was kind of cringing a bit. How did you prepare for that, and what did the actor who was going to do that to you say before you shot the scene?
Yeah, I was concerned about that. You know, my teeth, you know, running headlong into that thing. I didn't care about the, you know, the quality of the water. I was, you know, pretty certain that they would take care of that, but it was that, you know, porcelain meets enamel, you know. That was my main concern, and we just, you know, we worked it out, you know, gingerly. And
the marmot scene. I think every guy in the audience was going like this.
Yeah. Oh no.
All right. What was going on in there during the during the scene?
Well, you know, like the toilet scene, you know, you want to, you know, make sure things are safe and that the marmot is well clipped, and you know, teeth removed, or no, you know, they didn't do no cruelty to the animals on the show. The animals were treated very well. And it was, you know, rather exciting.
You had a really interesting costume in this movie. I mean, you looked very comfortable throughout. I'm just wondering, when you wander away from the set, you notice a difference in the way people reacted to you than, say, from The Mirror Has Two Faces, when you were pretty dapper the whole film?
Not really. You know, a lot of those clothes are mine. They're out of my closet, so that wasn't too much. There was no big deal on that.
I got a question. I've always loved interviewing your dad. When you like look back at the most valuable advice that he gave you about your career, what are the things that you really took to heart?
Gosh, you know, he was my teacher since I was a little kid, so I learned all of the basics, career stuff, but I remember more the acting, you know, the acting basics of, you know, listening, how important listening was to the actor. You don't do the other actor, not just to say your memorized lines, but let your lines be kind of informed by what you've heard from that person, making it, you know, appear like it's happening for the first time, fresh, and you know, those kind of things.
Yeah, well, the times that you've acted opposite him, you know, from Sea Hunt to Tucker, Blown Away, how big a thrill for you to do those scenes?
It is so great, man. It is so wonderful. I'll tell you another thing I learned from him, and it's kind of a life deal too, is he approaches his work and his life, I guess, with such joy. And it's contagious. You know, when he comes on a set, he probably felt it when you were interviewing him. He just kind of comes off, and it makes you kind of feel good, and you know, and that's all catchy, and then all of a sudden the room is just filled with that stuff, and that's something I learned from it.